So let's go in here to Unreal and actually attach some of these new textures that I have, and let's import them all. So let's go here and import, and I'm just going to put this into something I can see these easily with. So let's put them in detail mode. So I don't need to bring my diffuse back in. So this is the diffuse, but these are the maps that were generated for everything else. So AO, displacement, normal map, specular. AO, displacement, normal map, specular. AO, displacement, normal map, specular. So those are the files that I actually need, and we're going to import those back in here into Unreal and let them all come inside. And they'll all import in one by one by one by one, and there they all go. So I'm gonna open up my background shader first. It's the first thing I see in there, and I'm gonna go get all my background images at this point. So if I look in here, there should be one. There's my wall. There's the AO map for it. There's all those maps. So I'm just gonna click on all these guys and drag these in here. Now I'm probably not going to use them all because realistically there's not a point, I mean, I could use the displacement map if I were running DirectX 11, but I'm just going to do this. I'm doing this on mobile, so I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. So this looks like, this is my normal, this is my AO, which I don't even think anything generated out realistically. And that's my spec. And you can see over here when I click on these, it shows me what map this is. So this is my normal. So normal, I'm going to attach it to the normals. So just boop, drop it on normal. And you can see there my normal's actually working now. And then this one right here is my displacement. I could use, you can see I can get world displacement, or I can tensillate to it. I'm not really going to do it. And there's my AO. I could attach this to ambient occlusion just for giggles, and then this one right here has to be my specular, and let's attach this to specular. Alright, so you can see what's going on, and then I could try attaching this to like my metallic and see, nothing's coming out. Let's do it on roughness. So you can see it's all shiny and glittery, because they're both attached to metallic and to, so I can detach that, and this makes it all shiny like. So I really don't want to use these. So I can come in here and detach those. And I'll delete that. I don't even need that. I don't need that map right now. So I'm just going to use these normals that I have. And these normals look like they're working okay. There we go. Everything's cool. I'm going to apply that and then save it. And we'll do the same thing with our other shaders. So there's my capsule door. Open this up, and let's go get the capsule door, normal map, specular map, and let's say I get the AO map. And I'm not even going to use the displacements, so I might actually just delete the displacements out of here, because I'm not really going to do a displace on any of these. So I'll just go in here and grab all the displaces, hit the delete key, and delete them out. So they're gone. So now back to my shader. So let's rotate this around, and I'm going to connect up my AO. So ambient occlusion right there, and then this is my specular. So this will go right here for spec, and then also I want my normal maps connected up right there to normal. So I can see my normal maps are working. Normals are there. So I want to apply it, and save it, and then close this. And let's go to my next shader. There's my capsule. So with my capsule, we're going to do the same thing. There's my AO, my spec. That was the door. So let's go back in here. It's going to make things a little bit smaller because this is getting kind of... So there we go. There's my texture. There's my AO, my normal, and my spec. Grab them all, drop them in. So this is my AO. This is going to go down to my AO. This is my normal. Go to normal. And then this right here is my specular. Go to specular. So apply it, save it. When you hit save, you'll see it updates your actual shader in viewport as well. So I'm going to close that. And looks like I got them all except, where's my stairs, my stair shader. And so I need to get the AO, normal, spec, same thing like last time, so everything is there. So this right here is what map? This is my AO map, so this is going to go ambient occlusion. And this is my normal to normal. And then this right here is my specular to specular. And apply it, save it, and there we go. So you can see in my viewport that my normal maps are actually working. Now, one thing you might notice with your normal maps and some of your other maps is that one thing that can happen, because with your shaders, and this will show up better on the capsule than anything else. So my normals are in there, but if I go to my capsule, go back to my capsule shader, and I want to take this and let's actually clean this up just a little bit. So there's no automatic way to do it, but so what I want to be able to do is, looking at this, I can see that I have all my different, inputs. So for my normal, you would normally expect that I could click on my normal and then come in here and be able to make this stronger. So it's like, oh, well, you should be able to make this stronger. There should be a way in here that you can turn this up, but there's not. So the way that you can actually give some type of value to your multiplier is that you need to multiply a value by the actual image. So the image is made up of data, and I'm just going to multiply that. So I'm going to hold down the M key and then left mouse click. That brings up my multiply node. My multiply node is nice because what it does is it takes one value, and an image is nothing but value data, and then it takes that value here from the image and it can multiply it by an integer. So I'm going to hold down the 1 key and press 1. So that gives me a number integer of 1. So I have 1 as my number integer. So I want that because you can see my value could be something like 2. So what's going to happen is, when looking at this multiply node, the multiply node will basically take my texture sample and multiply it by 2, which in turn should make it twice as strong of an effect. So I'm going to attach that multiply node into the normal like it normally would be. So that's now sitting there. So this is how I would control my normal and make it stronger. If I hit apply on this and let it look at my, it'll actually go back and redo my texture. I can save this. So I can multiply this value and get a stronger effect out of this. So if I did like 30, let's apply that. Now it looks like it's not actually working against our value. but I believe that it is. It looks like it's not though. Let's look at my multiply node. So that's hooked up. Yeah, so both of those are hooked up. And I wonder if, let's just see. Let's see if we can do it this way. Because I think they might have changed this around a little bit, and I can actually do it like this. Yeah, there we go. So if I hit apply now, I can see I don't even need that vector anymore. Used to be in the old Unreal, I was used to doing a vector in there for that value. But it looks like I don't need it anymore, because it looks like this has actually multiplied it by 30. And there's my multiply node. So I could do the same thing with my specular. Like the specular is nice because I could come in here and say I want to do an add node, or I want to do an overlay or something like that. So I could say I want to do an overlay or something. Now you can always search for, if you don't know some of these things, you can actually search for these. So I could say like a blend overlay. And if I did a blend overlay, it's going to take a base value and blend it with something else and give me something else. So I'm going to hold down 3 and left mouse click. 3 gives me a vector of 3. So what this really is, it's really a color picker. So you see I can pick different colors in here, and now this will be that. So if I took like this as my base, and I'm going to blend it with this color, I could get a result and let the result go out to my specularity. Now, of course, this is only going to show up. So let's see. Right now it's set to blend overlay. I could set this to like shiny beige and let that output to my specular. Actually, I think that's, oh, that's a blend material. That's not the one I want. I want this blend. Yeah, the blend overlay. It looks like it's the same blend. Let's make sure. So this is my blend. This is the base. It should preview this out. So that's the blend overlay node. That's the whole node and how the node works. So I can see that actual node inside of here. I'm just going to close this. Yes. Compile my shader. And it looks like yeah, it looks like things are showing up, but it looks like some weird stuff's going on. So let's hook this to specular and see. It looks like my spec wants to work, but it doesn't want to work. Let's see if we try. This is a multiply instead. So I'm going to hold down the M key, click, and it gives me a multiply node. And let's see if we multiply our value with our image. You can see the multiply happening right there. That's the multiply that I actually want to output. And let's see if we hit apply. It's like my shader is not evaluating it. So let's click on the shader itself. And let's see. Let's make it two-sided. And surface. No. Surface is right. See what it does with additive. Nope. It's really weird. I have to look up and see what's going on with that, because this should be outputting our multiplied color. It should be coming through here and working just fine. Let's put this on metallic and see. And that could be it too. It could be that there's no metallic values to my actual metal, or to my actual hull of my ship. And let's put this to roughness and see. Looks like my values have some pinkish type of hues to them, but I'm not 100% certain. But it looks like they do. Huh. Let's actually try an invert node. Let's see if we can. Yeah, it looks like it's actually working, but it's doing some weirdness. Maybe. This is my value. This is what we're using. Because honestly, if I connected this right to specular, this should give me, and it's really weird, it's not. It really should give me that color on this, but it's not. That's kind of awkward. We're going to hope for the best. Let's say apply and save this. So I've got all of my new, I can see in my world it's actually doing something really funky, really weird with this. If I change my, maybe it's just my lighting. So if I change my light, let's actually click on my light, hit spacebar, and actually rotate my lights around a little bit. Have to look in here and see what's going on. Let's just actually disconnect all of these guys. So if you ever want to disconnect something, just hold down the Alt key and click on that connection, and it'll disconnect that particular object. So I'm just going to delete this. Delete this. I feel as though my specularity should be working, but it's not for some reason. And it could be a setting with the shader, because this right here should only be, let's see if I try alpha. Yeah, it's weird because it's giving me the values, but it's really not giving me the values. So I don't know. I have to look at that and see if maybe it's a bug and something I'm not doing right, or something that Unreal has just kind of screwy with. But either way, I've got my shader in there. I've got everything in my world. It's all in there now. I've got pieces inside of Unreal. So that's really the biggest thing that I want to be able to do, is get this and have it where I could bring the stuff into Unreal. So as we move forward with this, we will be building some other pieces and doing some other particle stuff with our stuff here inside of Unreal. And I will see you next time. Dr. Media signing off.